Guys, I'm just going to go through your final Aaron Draplin artwork hand-in. So I'm just going to start whatever program you originally created this in, whether it be InDesign or Illustrator. I do require a packaged file for your poster, just the poster, so file package, whether you're in Illustrator or InDesign. And then I assume if you did create your poster in Illustrator, you probably created your social graphic in the same. And you probably would have noticed that when you did create a 1080 by 1080 pixel artwork, it created a 15-inch piece of art. So I just want to make sure that you guys do or are aware of that, and perhaps if your client in the future were to request that, you do want to make sure you provide it to them in the size they do ask. So I'm going to go and open up that Illustrator graphic from Photoshop, and so File, Open. I'm going to locate that graphic. I'm just going to leave everything right here. I'm just going to bring my resolution to 300. 400 is not really necessary. And making sure I have it on trim. If I have it on art, it's going to, for instance, take out this white border, and it's just going to bring in any artwork or any shapes, anything like that that's on there. So making sure I select trim. Pressing OK. So again, now if I go Command Option I or image size, and if I change this to pixels, I have quite a large image here. So I'm just going to go and drop that down to 1080 by 1080. Pressing OK. And now if I press Save As, I'm going to save this as a JPEG. And pressing OK. Oh, one more little thing here, making sure that your image is on RGB as well. Just going to go ahead and save that again. All right. So now when it comes to creating our presentation where I'd like for you guys to hand your artwork in, really the best spot to do that is through InDesign. So creating a document, so from InDesign, I just prefer an 11 by 17 landscape format. I do not want facing pages, and I'm going to press Create. So this is where we're going to say start off, and we're going to call this our title page, and we're going to put our name, and then we're going to put, oops, the date. These are just kind of good practices to get into when you do kind of walk out the college doors, how you could potentially send something off with a client. And these don't need to be as big. All right, so placing that here, I'm just going to copy that so I can keep that style going. And then bringing that page over in here, or sorry, just creating another page. And this is now for my research. Oops. Bring that down a little bit. And then from here is where you're going to plunk in any pieces of research, any piece of inspiration. So just using your rectangular frame tool and drawing a box, and then Command D. So I'm just going to add a stroke onto here just so you guys can see it. And then pop them in there. So doing your best you can to kind of keep everything nice and even. So maybe you want to bring this all the way out to here, and then adding some equalized spacing, etc. So it's always nice to just stay consistent when you are providing things to your clients. And adding another page, I'll use this to duplicate. And these are my sketches. Same thing, you would just pop your sketches in there, whatever, and perhaps it's maybe one large image here where you scan your notebook and you can kind of pop it in there. And then our next piece here will be our poster. So I'm going to go ahead and import that. So Command D, locating that piece of art. So my poster example, making sure that I have show import options on, pressing open. And then again, making sure we have this to crop, so that white frame that I want to include in my artwork is imported in that way. Transparent background, whatever you would like, pressing OK. So now obviously it's really large. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to fit content proportionate. And then I'm going to snap my frame around it. And I think if you do have a white frame, it might be nice to just keep a stroke on that box, maybe not so thick. So something like that totally works. And then last but not least, our social graphic. Indeed, now let's grab, it is copy that piece, that social graphic that we popped in there. And again, you can just leave that to whatever size looks best for you. Save as. No need for a package file for your presentation, but just a PDF works for that. Good luck.